flashback as much as a professional flash with a professional camera. Waffle, 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 verbal diarrhea, and waffle, waffle, waffle. Right. Good morning, beautiful ones. How are you all doing out there? If you're new to my channel, I'm Joseph. It's lovely to have you with me today. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Gorgeous to see you too. In today's video, we're just going to be reviewing the Bourjois Paris Healthy Mix Foundation. This is a Radiance foundation, so it's going to be pretty glowy. And again, I'm going to do a blind review on this one, which means I don't look at the website or I don't know anything about this other than what's on the bottle and what I saw in the shop when I went and got this about 3 or 4 days ago before my feet. Different story. Waffling, never a good sign, is it, beautiful ones? Should we have a little look at this one? Let's do that. So, beautiful ones, this foundation comes in a glass bottle with a red plastic lid, and there's a pump in there as well. It's security sealed at the moment. It's got the cellophane, with the perforated strip down, and in a minute we'll talk about the bottle and what I can see on the bottle. First of all, however, Bourjois is a French company, believe it or not, with a name like Bourjois. It's hardly going to be German or something, is it? No, definitely French. And Bourjois is owned by Chanel, the huge beauty and designer, Coco Chanel, basically, or Coco Pops. No. Coco the Clown? No. Okay, so let's get on and let's do it. Anyway, and what do these big companies do when they say they set up a smaller company, which is going to be much cheaper than their original company? They tend to use the same technologies in the products that they sell, that they use in their main line. Does that make sense? So I imagine this one is probably very similar to Chanel's Vita Lumière, something like that, and that's the Chanel's equivalent of just a really glowy but very natural looking foundation. And I think that one goes for something like 50 or even 60 pounds. This was £11.99 from Superdrug. Again, links in the description, and it is your bog standard 30 mils. To put my big glasses on, guys, that I bring the big guns out today because the writing is so small on here. Can you see? It's just minuscule. There's just no way I'm going to be able to read that with my other glasses. So let's bring out the Joe 90s, shall we, guys? So, beautiful ones, as I've just said, this comes in a glass bottle. That's already a big thumbs up. Sorry, itchy moustache. Again, you know about my moustache and my beard by now, don't you? How it tries to kill me on a daily basis, tries to smother and strangle me. But again, that's not for now, is it? No. So no, this comes in a glass bottle, already a big thumbs up to me, or a big plus to me because of recycling, so on. With a plastic lid and a pump, with the Bourjois Paris branding on the front, security tag on the side, and then the microscopic writing on the back. So what I'll do is I'll tear this one open, just locate the old perforated, can you see the perforated strip down the side there? So now, beautiful ones, we've actually got to the foundation proper, which is good because, we couldn't use it with the cellophane on, really, could we? No, we couldn't, certainly not. And on the front it says Bourjois Paris Healthy Mix, Clean and Vegan Radiant Foundation. And this has got vitamin C, B5 and vitamin E. So that's ascorbic acid or a derivative of, that's the vitamin C. The vitamin B5 would be panthenol or pantothenic acid, sorry. And the vitamin E is tocopherol acetate. I imagine that the vitamin C in this would be a derivative of vitamin C, something like ascorbyl glucoside or ascorbyl tetraisopalmitate or something like that. Just using pure vitamin C in the form of L-ascorbic acid, it just won't last long, guys, because it oxidizes so quickly. And I'm rambling like a good one, so let's carry on. And can you see? Oh no, you won't be able to see it. Can you see there? And what Bourjois do, which I think is brilliant, guys, is the fact that they, on the front of the bottle, they give you a number. So that's the shade depth. So say 1, 2, 3. 1 is light, 2 is medium, 3 is dark. That's me oversimplifying massively there, guys. So this one is called 50C. And the C stands for cool, and they have cool, warm and neutral shades as well. So that eliminates, the need for you going in there and all of the guesswork associated with choosing the correct foundation or the correct tone shade of foundation for your skin tone. They do have testers as well in Superdrug, and Bourjois have supplied Superdrug with testers, so which is again another big plus because you're not wasting your money. You go in and buy a foundation, get it home, it's the wrong shade, you've opened it, chances are the shop you got it from won't accept it or take it back as a return, which is a shame. But you know, I've wasted hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds. I have on foundations which look nothing like my skin tone, not even approaching my old skin tone. Do you know what I mean? But right. So the claims are beautiful ones. Naturally radiant foundation. Formulated with at least 85% ingredients from natural origin. Contains vitamin C, E and B5. We've already spoken about that, haven't we? Yup. Lightweight, non-greasy formula that instantly blurs imperfections. Up to 24-hour hydration. Vegan formula. Okay, guys, so what Bourjois is saying there is the fact that if you put this on in the morning, you should still have hydration on your skin the next morning. That's 24 hours later, isn't it? I doubt that very, very much, though, guys. I mean, nothing can really last on your skin for 24 hours, especially if you're out and about, because you're having, you know, the environment's leaching moisture out of your skin. Again, the label dressing or making overblown wild claims, but we'll see, shall we? And what was the other claim? Lightweight, greasy, non-formula that instantly blurs imperfections. Okay, well, we'll crack this open and have a little look. And this, I have found out the colour of this one, and it's called Rose Ivory 50C. And 50 means is the shade depth, of, as I've already said, and the C stands for cool. So if you're after it, if you've established the skin tone or the skin shade of your skin, you know, just go for a W if you've got warm or yellow tones. N for neutral if you've got neutral tones, and C is like for me if you've got pinky bluey sort of tones in your skin. So right. I've already touched on what blind reviews are, haven't I, guys? And I do those because it makes it more interesting for you at home, basically, and you get to see my reactions to the product I'm reviewing on that day. And I know absolutely nothing about this. Susi did a review on it, Light Fragments Oracle, about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Brilliant review. If you guys want to go and see that, I'll link that into the description too, and I'll also link Susi's channel into the description. Light Fragments Oracle, as I've said. But yeah, no, I don't know anything about this other than what we've just read and the branding on the front, which says vitamins, ingredients, 85%, blah, blah, blah. Let's get on with it and open it up, shall we? Let's do that. Should have said, guys, Superdrug didn't have that many. They had probably about 20 shades, but most of them were warm and neutrals, and this was the only cool one in a light shade range. The other cool was nearly a coffee sort of colour, which just wasn't. So take the lid off that one, put him over there, because if I don't, I'll trip over that, and that will end in disaster. So right, let's just, and this is a pump, and as you can see, I've never used this, so right, so that's one drop, and it is quite warm today, so that just shot out of there. It does feel really, really nice on the skin, guys. Hang on. Oh, it's perfumed. Oh no, I don't like makeup being perfumed. I don't even like skincare being perfumed. It's so unnecessary, guys, isn't it? Why ruin a formula which could have otherwise been lovely by popping tons of fragrance in it? It just ruins it. And it's not a particularly heavy scent either, guys, and it's quite a florally sort of scent, I would say. Typical Chanel, typical you know, and typical French makeup brand as well. They tend to perfume absolutely everything, including toilet paper, or do you know what I mean? I'm just kidding, I'm using it as an example. However, what do you think to that, guys? Can you see it's got a very, very slight shimmer or sheen to it? Try and catch that in the light, shall I, so that you beautiful ones can see that. There you go. Can you see that there? I would say this is a really, really, really sheer formula, guys, so not much coverage there at all. And mind you, we've only used one pump, haven't we, on the back of my hand, which is totally different colour than my face. But again, you know, right, shall I stop waffling and put some of this on my old face? And what I do first of all is I just put it on with my fingers to see how it comes straight out of the bottle. I don't apply primer or anything like that, and my skin is normal to combination, a little bit oilier in the summer. And then we'll go in with my double-ended foundation brush, the only foundation brush I own, and then we'll try with a soaked beauty blender and see how this one shears out, shall we? Let's do that. Right, beautiful ones, let's get some of this on my face, shall we? So just put, how many pumps shall I put? 1 or 2? Shall I put 2 on? Because I'll put 1 and a bit on, shall I? Because it's hardly like it's expensive, is it? And if you guys really, really want to, you know, you could even claim that you own a Chanel foundation, can you? Because it is, I guess, really, isn't it, in some respects? Chanel foundation, although it's not, do you know what I mean? But it is owned by Chanel, so, and people would never know the difference, would they? So today, if anyone says your skin looks good, you could just say, yes, it's a Chanel foundation. Just finger blending this in, beautiful ones. and it just feels really, really, really hydrating on the skin. It does, you know, almost greasy, but this is a silicone-based foundation, so as the carrying or the carrier, yeah, carrier agent evaporates and just leaves the silicone behind, then waffling severely. Apologies. Haven't particularly blended it in very well, have I? But then again, I never do. So, right, let's have a little look, shall we? Take my glasses off. Right, beautiful ones. That's one layer of the Bourjois Healthy Mix Radiant Foundation on my skin, and it's still quite moist and a bit sticky. Do you know what I mean? But as I've said, as the vehicle agents evaporate and leave the silicone behind, then it should fix to my skin eventually. And I also guess because, you know, they're claiming that this foundation is going to moisturize your skin for 24 hours, that's why it does feel so hydrating on the skin. It's not greasy as such. It just feels really, really moist and a little bit sticky. I mean, if you want to powder it down, I don't wear powder. I've never worn powder. But yeah. Not bad, beautiful ones, eh? What do you reckon? Just sort the old stoshy out. If you don't want your facial hair covered in makeup, beautiful ones, avoid with foundation totally. That's my advice. So let's just fix the old brows too with my filthy old piece of tissue paper. It's not, it's just a clean piece. But right, let's have a little look at that. What I might do, beautiful ones, is, yeah, colour match, guys. Pretty good. A little bit too pale. This is the same shade that my skin turns in winter, you know, lily white, like a pint of milk, or not an ounce of colour. In fact, colour's been drained from my chops, but in the winter especially. Why am I going on about milk? Right. Yeah, I mean, I think if it had been 1 or 2 shades darker, then perhaps we'd be onto a winner here. But what I'll do, though, beautiful ones, how about this? If I let this oxidise, it's now 6:30 Saturday morning. Again, I've been up since 3:15. Don't ask me why. I'll leave this until about 6:45, possibly even 7 a.m, just to see whether it oxidizes down, because they do tend to oxidize, especially silicone-based foundations. And hopefully, you know, we'll get closer to my skin tone. And I'll take a set of photos as well in natural daylight. How does that sound? Okay? Okay. Right, beautiful ones. It's not oxidizing at all. So if you want a foundation which, you know, stays color true throughout the day, this could be the one for you. And on the skin, it's dried now, although it's left like a moist. So just that's the only word I can think to describe it. I don't like the word moist. Do you like the word moist? Moist? Yeah, okay. No, not okay. Here's a set of photos, guys. This one is me looking straight out of the window in natural daylight. And you can see the colour's way too pale, can't you? This one's me looking to the right. It's just way, way, way off, guys, and it's not oxidising either. So yes, I've wasted another £11.91. This one's me looking to the left. That's my cost to bear, though, beautiful ones. You don't have to worry about that. And I do it all for you guys anyway. And this one's holding the camera above my head. And finally, flash photography. Yeah, so again, this whole review proves the importance of getting your shade match correct, guys. And although, sorry, I'm just going to get there. Although Bourjois have eliminated most of the guesswork by putting the old N or the C, W, or N on the bottle of the foundation, so you know which shade tone you're looking for. Once you've established that, of course, it's then just trying to find out the level of colour, so light, medium, dark. It's never as simple as that, though, guys, is it? Never is. But, right, shall I go and rinse this layer off? And when I come back, we'll try my brand new Chanel. It's so not Chanel. It so isn't. But, you know, for today, let's just pretend this is a Chanel foundation, shall we? Let's do that. Right, guys, he back from bathroom. First layer of ultra expensive Chanel foundation removed. Is that okay? Do you want to go along with that? Why not? It pleases me just to make this out. It's so not Chanel, but, you know. Right, guys, so living in a fantasy world again. So how many pumps shall I go in with? 1 or 2? Shall I go in with 2 and we'll give this a fair old crack of the whip? So, right, let me just... Can you see it's really, really liquidy? I mean, if I just hold my arm there, can you see it running down? Don't know why I pointed that out to you beautiful ones. It doesn't make any difference to, at the end of the day, I guess what I'm trying to say there is highlight the fact that if it was more dense and a thicker consistency, it would give you fuller coverage. So we already know this is an ultra sheer formulation, don't we? No, I'm not doing that today. Okay, right. So I'll just load some of that one onto my foundation brush. And I'd like to get both sides on, so just get the rest of that on there. Right, beautiful one. So I'll start on my forehead and my nose and just blend that one in. Can you see how sheer this formulation is compared to some of the other foundations I've tried on JMS? This is just disappearing into the skin, and with a foundation brush, it's going on like a dream. And I'm not a big fan of foundation brushes because although they offer you the precision, they're not. They tend to leave quite a streaky sort of finish, which then needs finger blending in. Right, okay. How are you all? You all okay? Thank you so much for being with me today. The reason I'm shooting quite very early today, I started at 6 a.m, is the fact that this afternoon, about 12 o'clock, I'm going for a family dinner. My brother's back from Dubai. He's lived in Dubai for 20 plus years. And he's brought his children from South Africa. Long story. You know, and again, not for now, but they've asked me to go for for a pub lunch with them all, and I thought, well, I don't get to see my brother that often, so why not, eh? Right, okay, stop waffling and get on and put that foundation on them old chops. Right, okay, I'm trying, leave me alone. That little devil sat on my shoulder, do you know what I mean, telling me what to do constantly. Bugger off, devil. I'm kidding. Again, beautiful ones, when you feel like you've blended enough, carry on blending until your arm aches or drops awful. I'm kidding. You know, it's just to get that seamless look from a foundation, because obviously the more you blend it, the less discernible it will be on your skin. Right, I think my arm's about to break off at the shoulder, so because it's getting quite painful actually. No, I'm kidding, it's not. I'm just put my spectacles on it. Oh wow, wow, guys. Yeah, no, I'm pretty impressed so far. Again, not much coverage at all, but it didn't claim to have. Where is it? Oh, it's over here. It didn't claim to have much coverage, did it? And again, when we look at the website, we can find out what sort of, if they tell you what sort of coverage it is. What did it say? Lightweight, non-greasy formula that instantly blurs imperfections. That's an imperfection there, isn't it? That's a spot from salicylic acid face build, which I've been using for about the past week. I stopped 3 days ago, and now all the muck's coming to my skin surface, where it will just be swept away and leave your skin looking amazing. However, I'm at the mucky stage, if that makes sense. I'm always at the mucky stage, me. Let's just carry on blending. So far though, guys, yes, good morning, fly. I know you're there. It's raising its head. Yeah, no, so far, guys, I'm pretty impressed. Have any of you out there tried this foundation? If so, do let me know, and I'd love to hear from you, please. That would be great. But this is, I am really, really impressed. The only drawback so far is the smell. It's not, as I've said, it's not overbearing. It's certainly nowhere near as cloying or as sickening as the Maybelline New York one, because that just made me feel, what? Do you know what I mean? Whereas this one, and the smell doesn't last very long with this one. It goes within about 5 minutes. However, I don't think it needs to be perfumed in the first place. Let's have a proper inspection, shall we? Can you see it's giving me quite a nice glow? And on the skin, it does feel very, very hydrated. So they may live up to their 24-hour claims. Then again, they may not. Right, put spectacles back on. And what I'll go and do is I'll go and take a set of photos, and should we try with a wet brush? Because I need to go and wash this anyway, so it will be wet. So yeah, should we do that? Why not? And then we could try with the beauty blender, couldn't we? Okay, I'll go and do that then, and I'll take some photos from this application, then maybe take some more from the wet brush, and then I just don't want to inundate you beautiful ones with photos though, but must be sick of the sight of me by now. Right, I'll go and do that. Right, guys, that's another layer of foundation removed from my face. So here are some photos. This one is me looking straight on out of the window in natural daylight. And it looks so much better with the foundation brush because it's just shearing it down. Here's one of me looking to the right. Here's one of me looking to the left. Here's one with me holding the camera above my head. And lastly, flash photography. And I have noticed this foundation doesn't give very much flashback. So again, it could be good for red carpet events, or if you're just having a photo taken, you know, using a professional flash. Camera phones don't tend to produce flashback as much as a professional flash with a professional camera. Waffle, 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 verbal diarrhea, and waffle, waffle, waffle. Right, okay, right, let's get this, right guys, so let me put my Joe 90s back on, and here I have my jug. This is my beauty blender's already in the jug, and I'll just put my brush in there just to prove I'm not trying to dupe anyone or pull the wool over anyone's eyes, because I'm not like that. And this time, should we go with a little bit more, because I haven't been quite really impressed with the coverage of this foundation yet. So let's go in with 2, shall we? Why not? See if we. And it doesn't say whether it's buildable or not on the bottle. Again, we can always find out when we look at the old website, can't we? Can you see that? Just put the lid on that, or my carpet will be covered in really expensive Chanel foundation. Just indulge me, beautiful ones, please. Right, so, oops, everything's collapsing. It's not. So what I've done is, this is sopping wet now. I don't know whether you can see that, but just, yeah, well, it is wet. You've just seen that in the bowl, haven't you, or the jug. So take that one off. And again, we'll just have to load up my brush. And as I've said, you know, the smell, it's not, it doesn't bother me anywhere near as much as the Maybelline one did, which just stank in my opinion and made me quite physically nauseous for about a year. Now I'm being an old drama queen again, for about an hour or so, and the smell didn't dissipate. This one's very delicate. Again, you know, something you would expect a Chanel foundation to be like, or to smell like, in other words. God, I'm waffling today, aren't I, guys? I do enjoy a good waffle, though. And just work that into the crevasses of the old choppies. Can you see that because I've applied it with the water, and it hasn't even dried yet, but can you see how it's glowing, or just made my skin come to life? Or is that just me imagining, wishful thinking there? Really, really, really wishful thinking now, guys. No, I'm kidding. But you know, I don't know how it works though, guys, but you know, by adding water into silicone, you've heard me say that about 1,000,000 times, haven't you? But it's just fun just to play around with these, you know, these makeup items, isn't it? Thank you so much for all of your lovely comments yesterday about my my coercive controlling video. That did mean the world to me, guys. However, I felt it was really important to get the video out there because, you know, if people are suffering in silence, I wanted to just let people know that, you know, you will survive, and we just won't tolerate abuse, will we? We just don't tolerate it, guys. You know, I mean, we're all people at the end of the day, and we all have a right to be happy. And you know, by someone else inflicting that amount of hate and negativity on you on a daily basis, and it doesn't have to be beating you or you know, physically wounding you, or it just hurting you physically. In some respects, mental abuse can be far worse or far more impactful or damaging than, you know, physical abuse, can't it? So. Right, okay, let's stop talking about abuse and should we just carry on with, yeah, let's do, okay. Right, so as I've said before, just keep blending until you get, you know, your desired look. And this said it blurred imperfections, didn't it? So I'm not too sure about that, guys, to be honest. Again, I can't really see anything because my Joe 90s are in my lap as opposed to being on my face where they should be. But, you know, trying to work around great big spectacles is not the easiest thing to wear into the old beard. What are your plans for today, beautiful ones? You up to anything interesting? It looks like it's going to be, I was going to say, it looks like it's going to be a lovely day in England. Looked out the window, grey, overcast, really bloody cloudy. So, oh well. Let me put my glasses back on so I can have a little look at this one. That's what I meant about my blending. I'm not the best blender in the world. Right. So let's have a little look at that now, shall we? Oh, put it all over my bruise. Can I be really, really honest with you, beautiful ones out there? I just think this, it's lacking something. And I know that sounds awful, guys, because this is a very, very popular foundation. However, it's not ticking all of my boxes. And I don't know whether it's the coverage or the fact, it just feels really insubstantial. Does that make sense? If they'd advertised this as a tinted moisturizer, then I would have known exactly what to expect. However, I'm not really impressed with it so far. No, I'm not, guys, at all. Mind you, I suppose my skin does look quite good now, doesn't it? But, and again, you know, I'm not after, I don't really wear foundation on a daily basis anyway, but if I did, I'd want something which gave me a bit more coverage than this. No, I'm not buying it, guys. I might have to fail this one. JMS fails a Chanel foundation. I don't think so. Let's do a skin feel test, shall we? Yeah, it does feel really, really, really hydrating. So I suppose that the fact the moisturization is really, really, really substantial in this this foundation. It's just the coverage which I'm having issues with at the moment. Yeah. No, I'm not convinced, guys. I'm not 100%. But I'll go and take another set of photos. Another set of me staring into the camera, looking forlornly. And then when I come back, should we want to try with the beauty blender, soaking wet beauty blender, and then we'll look at the website and then we'll wrap up. How does that sound? Should we do that? Okay. Morning. Shall I stop singing? Yeah. Shall I stop right now? Shall I? Okay. Right. Sorry, beautiful ones. Right, so that's another layer of foundation removed from my chops. Put my Joe 90s back on so I can see what I'm doing. Just sat here looking at myself now. I'm not vain, guys. I'm so not vain, but you know, it's because you do look at yourself a lot on YouTube because you're editing. Stop waffling and let's talk about Bourjois, aka Chanel Foundation. Should we do that? Why not? So here are more photos, guys. This one's me looking out straight out of the window in natural daylight. This one's me looking to the right. This one's me looking to the left. And here's one with me holding the camera slightly, not really massively above my head. It's just, you know, just a different angle, isn't it? And finally, beautiful ones, flash photography. Right, so there we put 2 layers on, didn't we? Well, 2 pumps more like, with used a soaked beauty blender, and I felt that it. No, I'm not liking this foundation. I'm so sorry, and sorry to Susie because she got so, and I think it's one of her favourites now. But you know, variety is a spice of life. We can't all like the same things, can we? Imagine if we did. How boring would life be? Right, yeah, okay. Right, gorgeous ones. Let's get this on my face. And this time I'll use 2 pumps because I think this is going to shear it down massively. Put the lid on that one. Again, that's an accident waiting to happen. That any foundation in my hands is an accident. Anything, not let alone foundation, but anything in my hands is an accident waiting to happen, guys. Basically, anything you give me will end up everywhere and not as it was intended. Does that make sense? Hope so. Right, so, can you see it's quite runny again? Yeah, okay, so I get it on the pointed end, and that's a lot of foundation there, guys, and that's going to end up all over. Sorry, hairs are growing rapidly up my nostrils. Again, trying to murder me whilst I try to film for you beautiful. The things I do for you guys, the risks I take. No, I don't mind. I'm only joking. Right, so yeah, let's start and we'll whop that on the old choppies. And yeah, just work it in. And oh, wow, that feels really refreshing. Again, the smell's slightly off-putting, but yeah. So let's just work that in. By the way, guys, you know the email address on my About To part of Joseph Makes Skincare? That really is, it's just only for me to communicate with you. So if you have any suggestions or requests for skincare formulas, could you make sure you just put them in the comments as opposed to using that email address? Because I don't look at my emails every day and it's just another layer of responsibility for me. No, I'm joking, guys, but no, do you know what I mean? So yeah, please, if that would be okay. And it's also a way for me to communicate with you guys out there, but you know, because otherwise I'll be inundated with requests or, and that's really what the comments are for, beautiful ones. I love hearing from you, don't get me wrong, it's beautiful hearing from all my gorgeous subscribers. However, as I said, you know, I'm not the best person for correspondences. Correspondence? Who knows? Right, let's have a little look at that one. Wow. Yeah. No, I'm not impressed with this one at all, guys. Put my spectacles on so I can have a closer inspection, guys. And let's have a look and see whether the old beauty blender has made a little drop of water any difference to this foundation. And it was really, really sheer to stop. Can you see there the glow it's giving me? Again, that's because we used water. The water in Mallorca don't taste like what it ought to. No, I'm not impressed with this foundation at all. I'm not liking it, guys. It's going to have to be a big thumbs down from me, unfortunately. We'll go and look at the website. I'll take some more photos. Another set of me posing. and then we'll look at the website and then we'll close for today, shall we? JMS is shut for the rest of Sunday. But no, it still feels really moisturising, though. So it has got skincare benefits, although the levels of vitamin C, E, and panthenol, vitamin B5, which are in this formulation, would be so small, guys, that, you know, it's just redundant them even being in there. Again, label dressing. They all do it, though, guys. Do you know what I mean? Right, gorgeous ones. Here's the final set of photos for today. I'm so sorry about, you know, showing you all these photos, but I think it's important. Here's me looking straight out of the window to natural daylight. Here's one of me looking to the right. Here's one to the left. Here's one with me holding the camera above my head. And finally, flash photography. And as I've said, it doesn't give a great deal of flashback because there's basically nothing to this foundation. It's just rubbish, in my opinion. Sorry, Susie. Right, I put my glasses on, my Joe 90s, and I have the website here, Bourjois. It's called bourjois.com, and I'll write that down here and I'll put images here so you don't have to hear me waffling. And this is called Foundation Enriched with a Mix of Vitamins, Healthy Mix Foundation. Grow a healthy appetite for this foundation. Well, I'm not hungry for this foundation, so I'm not going to be growing any appetite for it whatsoever. Say bonjour to radiance. Bourjois Healthy Mix Anti-Fatigue Foundation gives you a rested natural glow that will make your skin look healthy. Can't even tell I've got it on my face. You know, you just can't, guys. With blend of vitamins, shouldn't that be with blends with an S on? Grammar, please. Come on, this is an international huge website owned by Chanel. You'd think at least they'd add an S where it's necessary, wouldn't you? Grammar. I'm really, really anal about grammar because, you know, especially on websites and especially for something like Bourjois Paris. Get on with it, okay? With blends, I might just add the S myself. With blends of vitamin C, E, and B5, it instantly covers perfections and signs of tiredness as well as boosts skin's radiance for a fresh-looking complexion. Nah. Nah, I'm not having that, guys. Your skin will be 70% more radiant than bare skin for up to 16 hours. I thought they said, yeah, no, I was going to say, I thought they said 20. I've just seen the word 24 hours. And will stay hydrated for up to 24 hours. C'est magnifique. It's all up to you. Choose the shade that works best with your skin. Okay, so I chose 50C, didn't I? Yep, 50C Rose Ivory. Focus, come on, baby, focus for me. It's not in a very good mood today, bless it. It's there anyway. And then they go on to describe which ingredient the formulation, a little bit like Clarins. I suppose this Bourjois is reminding me, giving me vibes of Clarins a little bit. But so the first featured ingredient is or vitamin C, B, and C, E, and B5, and they claim that with blend of vitamins, again blends surely, it's just not very good at all. With blend of vitamins that instantly erases signs of fatigue and imperfections. Second one, with coated pigments in the formula to provide an undetectable natural finish. Undetectable? They're not kidding, are they? It's melting, and then the last one is it's melting. These are claims basically. It's melting texture provides the perfect blending and lets the skin breathe. There's no fear this formulation is going to smother my skin at all because it's just bad. It's not even there. It's just not, guys. Okay. See the inspiration that makes the others a video. Let's mix a chic. Use the, this must be how to apply. Use the tool of your choice to blend foundation around your face. It should blend smoothly into the neck and hairline. Yeah, I'd go along with that actually, guys, because the formulation is really elegant. It does glide onto the skin and then disappears. Do you know what I mean? So spread the foundation smoothly so it isn't too thick. There's no fear of that, guys. Use foundation to touch up uneven skin, acne, dark spots, or under eye circles. Use a concealer brush to apply foundation Use a concealer brush to apply foundation more heavily in these areas. Okay, fair enough. Just looking at the shades, this one is the palest one. It just is, guys. So, and it hasn't really worked for my skin at all. I mean, although the shades are pretty good, and I don't know how many shades they have, that's ours, and I reckon that one could do quite nicely with my skin tone, or maybe even 52. That's 50 is the first one, 51 is light vanilla, and 52 is vanilla, and they look pretty pink toned to me. Although they're not telling you whether these ones are cool, neutral, or warm tones on the website. Let me have a further rummage. And then they try to upsell about 10 different products, about 5 different products, and there's a primer there, a concealer, so on and so forth. So I think the range is quite good, quite extensive. However, I'm not impressed at all. I'm just not, guys. It's just it feels, as I said, really insubstantial to me. And if they'd claim this to be a tinted moisturiser or even a skin tint, I could have gone along with it. But because they're calling it a radiant foundation, no, I'm not buying it, guys. So it's the thumbs down from me. Unfortunately, beautiful ones, I couldn't find the ingredients on the bourjois.com website at all, so I've had to go elsewhere, and this is called the INCI decoder, and this is a site I use quite regularly to break down ingredients, and I'll show you them. There are about, there's about 50 ingredients there, I'd say. Can you see all of those? Again, a lot for a foundation, especially one which doesn't even work. And PEG 10 dimethicone. Dimethicone is the second ingredient in. Cyclopentasilicone is the third ingredient in. So there's 4 or 5 silicones I can see already. Silicones, not silicones. Silicones I can see already. And what I did was, when I applied it to the back of my hand, I put my hand under a warm tap. Cold water and we just don't mix well together, guys. In fact, it sends my body into shock. However, I put my hand under running lukewarm water, and it just rolls off, almost like a waterproof sort of finish. And that way, you know whether your foundation is silicone based. And that way, that then informs what sort of primer you use and moisturizer you use. Does that make sense? Hope so. So then, guys, today we have done quite a thorough review on the old Bourjois Healthy Mix Foundation, haven't we? I didn't like it, guys. I really didn't. I just couldn't get on with it because I just felt like it was lacking something. Does that make sense? But then again, it's only £11.99. But as I've already said about 1,000 times today, if they'd claimed that it was a tinted moisturiser or a skin tint, I could have lived with that. However, I'm not going to pass this foundation, so I'll just mark it out of 10 quickly. Bottle and packaging, very good, about a 9 out of 10. It's got a pump in it, so that's why it's getting such a high mark, and the fact it's made of glass. Price £11.99, very good. Again, had it lived up to its claims of actually being a foundation. Formulation, 4 to 5 out of 10. So unfortunately, I'm going to fail this foundation. Sorry. In its favour, I mean, you know, the fact it breaks the shades down into undertones and shade levels, that's a plus as well. But the fact it's quite heavily perfumed, although I have said it's a very delicate sort of perfume. Again, that's another reason I'm going to fail this foundation. I just feel it's lacking something, or really in unsubstantial on the old skin. So yeah, no, it's a fail for me, unfortunately. It's a world first, isn't it? Me failing a Chanel foundation. Yeah, but do you know what I mean? Not every foundation is going to be perfect, and we're not going to love everything, are we? It just stands to reason. No, nah. Maybe if I'd even found the right shade, so perhaps I ought to try light vanilla or vanilla. Again, Superdrug didn't have it, and I think Superdrug is the only place which sells Bourjois in Ely. Boots may do it. I might go in there tomorrow because, again, I've got the old family lunch today, which I'm dreading. However, but if you guys are after a foundation which basically looks like nothing on the skin, then this one could be for you. It is very radiant and gives your skin a nice glow straight out of the bottle. However, if you want to make it look more natural, I'd go in with a wet foundation brush, or a soaked beauty blender. You know, we've tried all of those today, haven't we? And I think we've done a pretty exhaustive review on the old Bourjois Healthy Mix foundation. I better shut up and go and get ready for this dinner now, or lunch. Do you guys call dinner lunch or lunch dinner? Curious, isn't it? In England, I think we call dinner's always been like the afternoon meal for me, sort of 4 or 5 o'clock, but some people call lunch dinner. Why am I talking about dinner when we're doing a foundation review? Haven't a clue. Okay. But sadly, guys, that's it for today. So unfortunately, I had to fail this foundation. Again, we can't always like the same things, can we? And Susie loved it. It's one of her favourite foundations. So Bourjois must be doing something right, mustn't they? Because I think Susie's got excellent taste. Waffling. I better go now, guys. Have a wonderful Sunday today. Yep, Sunday. Whatever you're doing, just remember you're always in my thoughts, and I love each and every one of you very, very much. And I hope you love me too. Okay, guys, have a wonderful Sunday, and thank you so much for being with me today. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Similarly, do consider subscribing so you're kept abreast of, yeah, you know the score, don't you, by now, guys? Lots of love. Take care. Have a wonderful Sunday.